Yo, I'm Nadir.
Yo, it's Kev.
Yo, we are GamesMusicLyfe. So we're back today with a review today for the new Rapsody project titled Laila's Wisdom.
Yes.
So Rapsody, Kev.
Yeah. Second studio album.
Second studio. Did we review the first one?
No. I listened to it, but I didn't.
I don't think we reviewed it. Mm-hmm. But I was anticipating this one. I will say I didn't. I was a little worried because she's been gone for so long, and I didn't really know what to expect. But I started seeing her roll out. I started seeing her on Breakfast Club. I was like, okay, let's see what happens. And she's very well spoken, of course. And being a wordsmith, I would expect that from her.
Yeah.
But then to find out that Ninth Wonder did pretty much the whole project, my ears got piqued, and I listened to it, and by God, she's the standard, man. And the thing about it is, I found it disrespectful because I told to the wife we were talking about it, and I said it's the best female rap album I've heard in a while. But I thought that was kind of a dig when I said that. Yeah. It was one of the best hip hop albums I've heard in a long time.
Okay.
And as far as Jay's 444 was a phenomenal album. I think this one it will definitely be in discussion for one of the top albums of the year, because the content of what she talked about. The things she talked about as far as being black, being dark-skinned, just having those issues, just everything, being a female, being a rapper, not being taken seriously as a female rapper. And then Ninth Wonder just did his thing with the production. But yeah, she just did everything. Anderson .Paak came through and just gave amazing features on everything. The features were so dope. She brought out my boy Black Thought, Music Soul Child. Haven't heard from him in ages. BJ Chicago Kid bodied his track. But she didn't get outshined by anything. Kendrick, of course, came through and blessed her. Yeah. And she definitely did her thing on that track as well. I was blown away how good it was.
It caught you off guard.
It definitely did.
Okay,
definitely did.
The first thing I have to kind of make note of is, from top to bottom, the production on this album is top notch. Mm-hmm. Ninth Wonder, he blessed her. There were a couple other producers that worked on the album as well, but we know that Ninth headed it up, and I felt like his style really complemented her flow. Yeah. Very well. Rapsody's lyrics across the board, always on point, man. She is a great storyteller. Yeah. It shines through on every track, man. No slacking whatsoever, man. Mm-hmm. She comes with the bars. Great selection of features, man. Yeah. I thought Anderson .Paak came in there, wrecked the house out there, man. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Man. She went toe-to-toe with Kendrick and Black Thought, which ain't easy to do, man. Right. BJ the Chicago Kid, we hated his last album, but I'm looking forward to the next one, hearing it on here. Yeah.
He needs to get back to this.
You know what I'm saying? I definitely am looking forward to whatever he's putting out next, because I really like what he brought on here, man. They did a great job of, just bringing some soul, some funk, just the energy all around. Really, really complimented her well, man. They really brought those tracks up. Now, the one thing I will say, Rapsody's kind of low, steady vocals can sometimes make it a little bit hard to understand, right? Not even to understand, but just to kind of vibe with after a while, because it makes it seem like her flow or her cadence is always kind of staying in one place, and it gets a little monotonous after a while. And it makes it hard to kind of connect with the emotion in the verses. And I know some people feel this way about Jay-Z. Yeah. That, they feel like his tone sometimes can make it hard to connect with him for people that don't recognize him as being the God MC.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
But both of them, what they do, though, they go into kind of like a spoken wordish and then spit, and they go in and out of that. And that's kind of what makes it hard at times. Yeah.
But I don't want to put that off on her being a female rapper, but it's just like her voice stays so much in one place that it's like after a while I kind of needed those breaks from those features to kind of get my energy back up on this project. Mm-hmm. Now, one thing I have to say, man, I saved this album for last, and I've been looking forward to it ever since Ninth started teasing it a few months ago, and then it came out and it was just getting so much critical acclaim. I hadn't listened to it, but everybody's saying it's phenomenal, it's phenomenal, it's phenomenal. Okay. And when I got to it, I can't lie, I was a little disappointed.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, with it, I think that it's a very good album, but I didn't feel like it went over the top. I hate to say it, but I feel like she get a lot of credit for being such a good female rapper. Where I don't want to grade her on that barometer. If I have to grade her compared to all of her contemporaries, male and female, it's just a good album, but it didn't quite go over the top for me, unfortunately.
Yeah. I got you.
With it, and you know what it is? A lot of it, there was just no standout track on here. I like, if you had to place your finger on what would be the single, where would it be?
The one with Anderson .Paak?
Well, see, that's where it gets tricky, because, that song is broken up into 3 different segments. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because, technically, Black Thought comes in at the end of that track. Right. So, it's tough to even place your finger there, but I would agree with you. That's my favorite track on the album, but nothing really popped out as like, oh, yeah, this is the one. Yeah. And that's fine, you know what I mean? I feel like as a body of work, it's all very complete, but I did feel like that was a little bit of a letdown there. Now, with that, my favorite tracks on here, man, Nobody, Power, Knock on the Door, Ooh Wee, and Jesus Coming. Jesus Coming was amazing.
Jesus Coming was very amazing.
That was amazing.
Ooh Wee was amazing.
That the storytelling on Jesus Coming was just like, yo, it's so powerful.
Yeah.
So even though her voice didn't capture me, it was like what she was saying, you know, I could
and
really
that's kind of what
with.
got me too, was like it's she, not to say that she's not an amazing rapper, female or male, doesn't matter. She's an amazing spitter. But the content of what she talked about, which I felt, coming from a female's point of view, she did it in a very tasteful way, which I always will give the nod on that. The reason why I don't really rock with a lot of female rappers is because sometimes they go over the top trying to either sell sex or they try to sell a female's perspective, which as a male, I'm not going to
She did it on this album too, though.
But she did it in a tasteful way.
She did, absolutely.
When she was talking to the dude and kicking game to him.
Yeah.
I thought that was so dope to me, because I'm like, first of all, as a man, if you don't know females got games, you're silly. We've been in the game long enough, we know that.
Right.
But she was kicking game to this cat.
She was.
To the point where I felt like I was a fly on the wall. Like I felt uncomfortable listening to it. Like, I need to get out of here because she's shooting her shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was in a tasteful way.
It was.
And that's why I said, like, that point was like, I mean, to the point where she came over his house. Like, oh, you watching the game? Okay, I rock ball too. Like, she was really giving game, and like, I thought that was so dope that it was done in a tasteful way. And but just the content she talked about, being a brown skinned girl and how she felt uncomfortable in her skin, females can relate to that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
So it's like, that's the part about it where it's like, I don't want to say, because I found myself being kind of disrespectful when I said it, like, yo, she's a dope female rapper.
Yeah.
It's kind of sound like a dig, but then when you think about it from a female's point of view, and that's why I think the problem with Young M.A., she, another female rapper, but she wore us out with the being gay
I think
part.
it was just that she only had that one song.
She had that one song too, but even the content behind some of it was like, don't get me wrong, we're all rap, gay, whatever. It doesn't matter to me.
Right.
But when you do it in a tasteful way,
Yeah.
that's what makes the music better. It
No, I
makes
feel
it to
you.
where it's easier to consume. So I think with her, she, even though a female rapper, she's not doing, even though Lil' Kim had a lane, we love Lil' Kim.
Yeah.
But Lil' Kim she was the freak, nasty. You know, that's what she did.
Yeah.
This was more of a classy rap album to me. And from Ninth Wonder being it through, it's like, I really rocked with it. That's what made me kind of come through. It's like, you know what? I really got to quit saying female rapper. I'm just saying rapper, because she could spit her butt off.
Spit.
But I think at times, though, her voice kind of got, she lulls you to sleep sometimes with it. And that's the part where it's like, we know that real rap is coming back, because I've listened to it and I'm like, I wanted some mumble. I wanted some turn up.
It wasn't even that. You know what? I think that she would have even benefited from being, not to say that her bars were subpar at any point, because they were always very good, but she would have maybe benefited from being a little bit more clever with the bars, because that's where Jay-Z gets away with being a little bit more monotone. It's like you hear him say something and you put it together, you're like, oh my God, that was so clever.
Yeah.
I never really got that point on here. It's like everything that she said was kind of at face value. And like I said, her strength was the storytelling.
Right.
But lyrically, I didn't feel like she really went over the top as far as her bars being lyrical. Not to say she's not I feel like lyrical is the wrong word to use in this sense. But it's just like there was nothing like super clever on here. Like there were no real like big punches or double entendres. I was like, man, yeah. I didn't get
words.
that. Yeah, she did rhyme words.
She rhymed words and told a story.
Yeah. And hey, listen, that's fantastic. Like a lot of MCs can't do that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So the talent is definitely there. But I don't know. For me, something.
Would you give it?
Man, I had to rate this out at about 83.
Jeez, that's still good though.
Yeah, it's very good.
I mean, 87.
Come on, that's a solid B.
Absolutely.
But with it, I kind of felt like I got oversold, and maybe it was just from hearing everybody talk about how good it was. I came in with expectations that were unfair, but when I heard it, it was just kind of like, this is good.
Yeah,
it is good,
yeah.
But is it cream of the crop? I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Female rap wise.
But I hate to even measure by that barometer, because it's like,
exactly. Even when you find yourself saying it.
I found myself listening like, I don't know that this is better than No Name, and I'm like, that's dead wrong for me to do that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so though. I don't think, because No Name was another one, was like
fantastic.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Content wise, scene, like everything. That was very dope.
But just to put her up against just to off top be like, who's another female MC I can compare her to? Like,
and that's what I'm saying. I felt dirty even saying it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I thought about it, like, yo, why am I elevating her? And then maybe because, like I said, in a tasteful way, she got elevated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Young M.A. got out of there.
Quick.
Out of there. But yo, let us know what you guys think, man. Were we too high, too low? All the Rapsody fans in here, give it 100. You're right.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, listen, it was a fantastic project. It was very good.
Absolutely.
I just had to grade it, according to everything else that was put out there.
Absolutely. And I think it's one thing you'll listen to, you'll go back to it, and I think
I think that's the most respectful thing you can do, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Definitely go back to it. Good music will be that, because I think it'll be in discussion for album of the year. Later in the year, we do our year in review. It'll be in discussion. We'll talk about it. But yo, man, let us know what you guys think in the comments. Let us know, what you guys rated too high, too low, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely.
Yo, I am Nate here.
This is Kev.
We're GamesMusicLyfe, man. Drink more water.